Here we are, back for a new series, all very exciting. The guests are over there. No, don't spoil the surprise. But look out there. There they are, the audience, all washed and waiting. We're ready. Oh, let's roll the titles. Welcome! Oh, it's great to be back from my summer break. Lovely. No, it is really nice. I was hoping for a couple more weeks' holiday, but, you know, the Supreme Court insisted, so... Oh, it's all kicked off. I say kicked off, it's just been kicking off. Nothing but kicking off. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court ruled that it was unlawful for Boris to prorogue Parliament. Some people are saying that means he basically lied to the Queen. Boris lying to a woman. Do you know, at the moment, I think Boris will be hard-pushed to find anyone in the world more divisive than he is. Oh, found one. They look so happy to be together, don't they? Look at Trump. I love this guy. Big, long tie, stupid hair. That was, of course, at the UN Conference for Climate Change earlier in the week. And, of course, the young climate activist, Greta Thunberg, was there. And, if you didn't love her, if you didn't love that girl already, have you seen the clip of her when Donald Trump walks into the room? Have a look at it here. So here she is, she's happy, thinking about her speech, single-use plastic bags, that sort of thing. And let's see it again, let's see it again. Here we go. Okay, happy, Trump. Don't mess with Greta. Hey, let's get some guests on. Later, we'll be meeting intrepid TV explorer Simon Reeve, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll have music, too, with the return of dynamic Danes, Alphabeat. All of them, yeah. But first, he's one of our favourite comics who's now playing big in Hollywood. He's also the only person to have hosted this show in my place. Welcome back, as a guest, Jack Whitehall. There he is. Award-winning host, pop culture icon, and the most famous drag queen in the world. Now bringing his hit show, RuPaul's Drag Race, to the UK, it's RuPaul Charles! Hello. Oh, so nice to see you. Come in. Jack, And what a treat. She's a living legend with 4 Emmys, 3 Golden Globes, a Tony, and an Oscar to prove it. Now appearing as Catherine the Great, please welcome back Dame Helen Mirren! Go on, do it. Lovely to see you all.
Yes.
Now, you met backstage, but had you met before? Had you met RuPaul before?
Never met RuPaul before.
We've had sex.
You're the love child.
Yes. Yeah.
Is Jack the love child?
Yeah.
Mummy and Daddy.
And RuPaul, in civvies tonight, but it is fair to call you the world's most famous drag queen. There isn't a more famous one.
I insist. I haven't worked for 37 years to be called a drag queen.
And you brought... No, in fairness. It's true. I mean, that is... It's like... It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Wow.
That's a lot of work.
It is. It certainly is. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But now, you brought Drag Race to the UK now, and I've been lucky enough to be a part of it, and you really embraced the British accent. You like the British accent.
Oh, you go on. You know, I can only say one thing.
No, 2 things.
I can say 2 things. And they are, you all right, babe? Bye.
That'll get you everywhere.
Yeah, it has.
That's fine.
And my other thing, which is really offensive to the British people and everyone, the other thing I can say is, hello, governor. Hello, governor. That's it.
RuPaul as street wave. And Jack Whitehall, back where you belong at the far end of the couch.
Far end of the
Did you like hosting the show?
Now I know how the sausage is made. It was amazing. It was a lovely experience.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, what? It was terrifying, and...
You were great. I told you you were great.
You were very sweet, and your team are amazing, and I did it, and I came away from it, and I realised how brilliant the job is that you do, and also how lucky we are to have you, because you are the master of this. I'm sorry!
No,
I mean it! You are so good. So hard.
I watched the show, and look at you here. Your listening face is fabulous.
Yeah.
That is very good.
I learned from the best.
You're so not listening, are you?
Yeah.
It's just like a Labrador listening to conversation.
Yeah.
So let's see your listening face then.
You will. Keep your eyes peeled. Now, Dame Helen Mirren, congratulations. Your latest production is just epic. Catherine the Great. It starts on Sky Atlantic on October the 3rd. And because it's a television programme, you sort of think, oh, it's a television. But the scale of this thing...
Huge, what they do now. It's incredible. I mean, the whole thing of television has just changed exponentially in the last 10 years, obviously led by Game of Thrones, that really changed the language of television completely. So, you know, audiences really now expect something spectacular. And if you're doing a piece about the wealthiest woman in the world at the time, you know, it's got to look pretty amazing.
And Catherine the Great is one of those things, I think everyone here, if you said Catherine the Great, oh, yeah, I've heard of Catherine the Great, but we don't really know anything about Catherine the Great.
Yes, they do go, oh, yeah, we've heard about Catherine the Great. It is exactly like that. And that's a complete calumny and a lie about her.
And you, so this tells the kind of the second half of her life.
Yes, well, yes, clearly.
Stop it! Stop that this instant! It could be cradle to the grave. You're an actress. You're an actress.
I play the young Catherine the Great. We're revealing it tonight.
But as you kind of alluded to there, the things we know about her, they are all quite scandalous. How did she...
complete lie.
And how did she end up with that reputation?
Because Frederick the Great, who was her arch enemy at the time, was a misogynist, hated the fact that there was a powerful woman who was confronting him and beating him at the game in many ways. So he spread these terrible lies about her, that she was a sort of sexually profligate, voracious kind of character. She did have a series of lovers, absolutely, but she was serially monogamous, like we all are today, a lot of us anyway. Some of us, I should say, sorry.
Don't apologise.
But certainly not the sort of sex-crazed addict that Frederick the Great made her out to be. What she was incredibly clever, incredibly politically clever, very courageous, and expanded the Russian Empire considerably, which with the help of Potemkin, and became Catherine the Great.
Yeah.
Her successor, Catherine the Shagger, was.
Listen, we've got a clip. This is you confronting one of your male advisors, played by Roy Kinnear.
Your Majesty, I've been looking at your speech, and on pages 12 and 13, I have made some revisions.
Revisions? This is my speech, Minister Pannon, not yours. I've been working on this for years. You know how important it is to me.
All I feel, Your Majesty, is that some of it is too liberal.
I'll be the judge of that.
What would Your Majesty like me to do with these?
Well, I can think of a place I would like you to put it, but I'm not minded to be vulgar. So give it back to Minister Pannon. Maybe he can nibble on it for his tea. He's always been very good at eating his own words.
Yes, Your Majesty. Captain Orloff.
And do you feel, I mean, in any way, like, is it like going home? Do you feel a connection to Russia? Because you are Russian, properly Russian.
Well, I'm half Russian. My mum's London,
Yeah.
West Ham, actually. So I'm properly West Ham as well.
Yeah, more filming in Russia.
Yeah.
But,
So, yeah, my dad was born in Russia, yeah. He came when he was 2 years old, grew up here, but he was born in Russia, yeah.
because your name, I mean, you were born with a proper Russian name, which I can't
Mironov,
say.
yes.
Yeah.
Mironov,
And
yes.
Ilyana?
Well, actually, Helen, but Ilyana is a
Yeah.
Russian version of that, yeah.
And so you were born here, your dad wasn't born here, and then your grandfather was the person who came here.
Yes, yes. Yes,
And-
exactly.
And what was he? He was one of the... He was in the army? Or
He was in the Tsarist army. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't... It seems like such a long time ago, but he was actually a young officer, a colonel in the Tsarist army, yeah. And he was sent here to make an arms deal with the British government because the Russians had very few arms at the time. So, and then he basically got cut off by the revolution because if he went back, he would have been instantly executed. So, and he became a cabbie. He became a London taxi driver. And, you know, as his fortunes went down and down and down,
Yeah.
and he got cut off from the family estates and the money and all the rest of it in Russia, he eventually became a cabbie. My dad did the knowledge as well, so I'm
Yeah.
the daughter of 2 cabbies, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I heard you talking about your household, that it was quite Russian growing up. Like, there wasn't... Apparently Russian, I didn't know this, that there's not much small talk in
No,
Russia.
you don't have small talk in a Russian household.
So what do you talk about?
You talk about the soul, and you talk about, you know, is there God, and you talk about deep philosophical stuff. So when I sort of grew up and left home, I found it almost impossible. I would have found it impossible to sit here and not talk about really heavy stuff, you know.
We'll get to that.
Well,
we will, yeah.
When I hosted it, it was a bit more... I was doing a great job, but we went a little deeper than this little tap.
But I just want to say, in that clip of Catherine the Great, she utters one of my favorite lines that works all the time. I say it all the time. I love saying, I'll be the judge of that. It works everything. You know, you could say it for everything. Like when the waiter says, you know, walk this way. I'll be the judge of that. Love it. And there are a lot of those. I think I said it earlier today to someone, but I always love to say, thanks for the warning. You know, it works. These are lines that, and I tell the kids on our show, if you don't know what to say, at least have 10 things you could say. Like for small talk, you can have a list of 10 things to say that work in every situation, always. Always. My favorite, my all-time favorite one is here it's coming. It's I got it. You're gonna love this. It is. Yeah, I lost it.
You will end up saying it tonight.
I will say it.
You will say it.
Trust, oh, yeah. I'm gonna say it. I am gonna say it.
Now, talking...
Oh, here it is. I got it. I don't see how that... Ask me a question. Ask me any question.
OK. So you grew up in Louisiana?
I don't see how that's any of your business. Every single time. And it's funny. A lot of times, though, I have to say to the person, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Because no one ever expects it. So so the takeaway here, I don't see how that's any of your business. I'll be the judge of that.
The judge of that.
And what was my other one? I said it. I have a short memory.
I'll be the judge of that.
Oh, thanks for the warning.
Oh, yeah, thanks for the warning.
Thanks for the warning.
Apparently, Lucille Ball used to have one that if she was having a dinner party or something and somebody went to the loo, when they came back in, she'd go, tell her to her face.
That when you're next guest.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, now tell him. Tell him. Oh, yeah. That's good pedigree as well. It's good pedigree.
I love
it's
it.
good pedigree. Now, talking of a pedigree, in fact, and genealogy and things, you did Who Do You Think You Are?
Oh, God, yeah.
And it was grim discovery.
It was the worst episode ever. It was awful. Who do you think you are? And the answer to that question is an arsehole. My whole family is just a long line of scumbags, as far as the eye can stretch. It was the worst experience ever. And I did it with my dad, and we looked into his family, and on one side, there was a philanderer who got syphilis and gave it to his wife, and then they ended up in an asylum, and then we went to Wales, and there was this guy who was a Tory MP who had put down this revolt of peasants that wanted the vote, and then he'd arrested, like, the William Wallace of Wales and had him hung, drawn and quartered. And I was doing it all with my dad, who, throughout the entire thing, just had a completely blank expression. I was like, you need to look more upset. And he went on camera, he went, I am upset, it's deeply depressing. I had no idea we were Welsh.
Well, also, Ellen, if you ever wanted to be a guest judge on RuPaul's
Oh, my
Drag Race-
goodness, that would be great.
Oh, yeah.
Queen, and she's got the pedigree. She's been a queen several times.
Yeah.
And that would
I
be...
understand that.
Yes.
World, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That
So
would be brilliant.
That
Really.
could happen. That could happen because RuPaul bringing Drag Race to the UK starts BBC 3 on October the 3rd. It's available from 8 p.m. I know. Excitement. And it's going to be dropped weekly. And obviously, a lot of applause there, people familiar with it. But if people have never seen an episode of Drag Race, how do you explain it to people, Ru?
Well, it is a competition reality show where we are looking for the top drag queen in the land, in this case, in the UK. And we put them through a series of challenges that are not unlike the challenges that I have faced in my career to become the queen of drag. You know, and then the hilarity ensues. And you are a judge on the show, as well as Alan Carr.
And Michelle Visage.
And Michelle Visage, who's on Strictly Come Dancing.
She was great on Saturday. She was so good.
Yes.
But one of the things, before I watched an episode of the American one, I sort of thought I knew what I was going to get, you know, that it would be outrageous, that it would be funny, but I wasn't expecting it to pack this sort of emotional wallop. It gets to the heart really fast.
It does, because these are the stories of people who are outsiders, who have fought their way to in the spotlight, and they have a story to tell from that. And it's actually, there's something there for everyone who watches. It's not just, you know, glittery, sparkly drag, which there's a lot of that. But at its core, the show is about the tenacity of the human spirit. Now, that's heavy stuff for a lot of people to get. And
See, Jack, we got there. This is your Russian chat right now.
This is true.
This is serious.
And that is universal, and that's why we've been around. We just finished shooting our 12th season of this phenomenal show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's watch a clip of the UK version. This is the UK queens meeting you for the first time.
Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to the first ever RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Now, I personally selected each of you because you represent the rich past and the bright future of drag in the United Kingdom. That's right, I personally fingered each of you. You are the 21st century global identity, a shining example of when different cultures come together with open hearts, open minds, and 10 pounds of makeup, we can change the mother-tucking world.
I was just in America, and everyone I met wanted to talk to me about this version of Drag Race. So they all want to know, you know, oh, are they as good as the American queens? Blah blah blah. What do you think? What are the differences? What are the strengths?
I don't see how that's any of your business. It works every time. Every time.
One of the things that we like in America, the names of the drag queens, you know, like Mystique Summers Madison, Gigi Devane, the House of Davenport, all that. Here, Bag of Chips. Cheryl Hole. They are good.
Yeah.
Do you have a... Do you collect drag? Do you... Isn't it good? Do you get it?
Yeah, Cheryl Cole.
Yeah. Do you collect
31.
drag names? Do you kind of...
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I've named several queens. I mean, not even before this before Drag Race. I can feel a person's energy, and I can tell what their name should be, you know.
OK, so on the couch, would you give drag names to our guests?
Oh, I'd love
These two?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love that.
All right. All right. I'll start with Jack. Where were you born?
I was born in Putney. It's a very rough part of London.
And what's your favorite food?
Anything from Waitrose.
Okay. Okay. Your drag name is Jackie Blackball.
I'll be the judge of that. I channeled her.
She's here. All right, now for
Yes, now.
Oh, no.
Dame
The
Helen.
stakes are high. The stakes are high.
Helen. Okay.
Well, that's it, really, Dame Helen.
Yeah. So,
If the Queen gave you your drag name.
what was the first record you bought? The first record you bought at
I don't think
14?
I ever bought a record. I didn't have a record player when I was 14, believe it or not.
Did you have a favorite band?
No, I wasn't really a bandy person.
All right. So,
I mean, sort of, you know, Edith Piaf was more my kind of thing.
okay. So, what's your astrological sign?
I'm a Leo.
Leo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. IVW. I'm the voices in my head. They're talking to me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got it. Sir Lady Cheekbones.
Sir Lady. That covers it all, doesn't it?
Sir Lady Cheekbones.
But Lady Cheekbones, you have
Lady.
been... I mean, you are a fan of drag. You've been to drag bars and things.
Well, you know, as I'm sure you know, RuPaul, you know, there's a real historic tradition of drag in London in particular, maybe all over, but in pubs in London. And when I was growing up, first come to London, you know, Friday night there was very often a drag show, and it was, and I think that sort of bag of chips kind of name comes from that sort of tradition,
Yes.
you know. And there was a very famous a drag pub called the Tavern in Vauxhall.
Still going.
Still going,
Yeah.
absolutely. But at that time, it wasn't underground, but you know. But my husband is American. When we first got together, he had these two sons. They came over to visit. These Californian boys, you know. And I thought, well, I'll show them a bit of real London, you know. I'll take them to the Vauxhall Taverns. So, these poor kids, you know, they were like 11. I think Alex was 11 and Rio was like... Rio was like 16.
Did it
and they
change
were like,
their lives?
They certainly remember it. You know, and it was cool, you know, because it was my London. I love my London.
Well, you know, in folklore, it says the term drag is apparently, they say, from Shakespeare. In stage directions, it would say dressed as girl, and the term drag is an acronym for stage direction, dressed as girl, drag.
Oh,
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the only thing you'll remember about the whole show. When we've forgotten who was on, we'll remember that.
Is this your glass of wine? Or...
No,
Is
it's
Is it
it's
because
getting
you
up
think
to
I'm
room
being
temperature.
boring?
It's getting up to the room temperature for the next guest.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I thought it was a hint
do you
for
want
me.
it?
No, I didn't.
No,
I don't,
seriously,
but
do you want a glass of wine?
I thought that...
Are you looking at it thinking,
All of us have been looking at it thinking,
Hey,
who's going to go
why?
first? Can we get 3 straws, please?
are you regretting your decision not to get a glass of wine?
Well, you know...
Go for it. Lovely. Cheers. Cheers. I had one already.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, delicious.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Put mine here.
Yeah, do. Get it down.
Good.
But now, if you haven't seen the show, the most famous bit is the end, when there's the lip-sync battle. So when you say goodbye to someone, you say...
Sashay away. Yes. Thank you for that.
He won't remember. She's like, oh, what a beautifully made sign.
Yeah. They spent a lot of time on that.
Wow.
Were you up
It's
all
like
night
you
making that
weren't in the
sign?
queue for long enough. We're going in now. Oh, finish. No, it's lovely. So, sashay away, and then Shantae, you stay.
Shantae, you stay. Yes, that sounds right. Yes. And sashay away. And I mean, there's a lot. I mean, we're queens. We have to entertain ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But say if Jackie blackballs, was it blackball or blackballs?
Blackball. It's a dealer's choice. She can be whatever. You know, sometimes she's several black balls at once.
So if you could demonstrate a sachet.
Loving that thought.
Yeah. If you could demonstrate a sachet away.
Yeah.
So if Jackie would like to...
Yeah, great.
So Jackie has disappointed us.
Should I tuck?
Yeah.
You could tuck.
Tuck.
Yeah.
I'll sling it over the shoulder.
Yes.
Okay.
Where do I go? What do I do?
You go there, we'll have some music. So, well, wait.
Oh.
You're going to be told
And
to
and
sash
I
away.
walk off.
Yeah. It's after the kids have done a lip sync for their life, and one girl lip syncs better than the other to save herself, and the other girl has to sashay away, and that's when I tell one of the loser, not loser, the one who did not win, I tell that girl to sashay away.
Okay,
That's what happens.
And should I serve a little bit of sass as I...
Well, no, there's a lot of tension at this point because they're waiting. You will have just lip synced for your life.
Okay.
And you're waiting for the verdict, okay?
Right.
So you're sort of praying inside
Okay.
that you get to stay.
Okay.
Okay, this is the lip,
Yeah. Good.
tuck, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's quite a meaty tuck, by the way. Jackie, my dear. I'm sorry, but this is not your time. Now, sashay away.
Sashay. Little stiff. Well stiff. Oh, extra. Oh! Good. Well done, Jackie Balls. Black ball. Very good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Jack Whitehall, for it is you. Now, I mean, you know, we see you on your television, but really, you are in America now. You are making films. Yes. Proper films.
I've been off making some films. Hopefully, I might stay in some of them and they might appear on screen at some point.
No, but look, here you are with The Rock. I mean, you're in a film with The Rock.
I did a film with The Rock, yes. He's the best man I've ever met. He's second best maybe now.
Yeah.
He's amazing, and he's the kindest guy. He has this gym that he travels with, which I got to go into, which I felt very honoured to be invited into the Iron Paradise.
Ooh. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's his travelling gym. And one day on set, he was like, "Do you work out?" And I was like, Yep. Quadzilla here. And he invited me round to the gym, and I went round, and these machines are enormous. He had taken all of the weights off all of the machines, so it was just the bars. And even then, I was like, I don't think I can manage those. So I went in the corner and got onto an exercise bike and popped in an audiobook. And he's in the other corner with, like, a chain around his neck, and he's crunching all of this iron, like, listening to rap music. And I'm over there, like, want to call the midwife. Moving along.
But you are going back on the road. You're going back to stand-up. Is it going to be nice to kind of do your own stuff again, have your own words?
Yeah, I think so. I think because I've been doing quite a lot of family films as well for the last 2 years, I've been quite censored, and this tour might be the shackles coming off a little bit.
Oh, right.
And I've got some... always with these tours of mine, I love to put on a show. And this year I promised my promoter, I was like, I'm just going to keep it simple. It's just going to be me and a microphone. And this week, for the finale, I booked 20 dancers, a choir, 2 acrobats, and a rig so that I can fly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's selling tickets right
I want to
there.
be the Beyonce of comedy.
Well, more stories like that in the Stood Up Tour. It kicks off on the 17th of November, and tickets are available now. Thank you very much. Very good.
To my face.
Right. It is time to meet our next guest. He's the award-winning adventurer and author who's taken us around the world with his epic travel programs. Now he's back on the road with his one-man show. Please welcome Simon Reeve. Oh, he's got to go. He's got to go. You're no fool. Right, Simon, Jack, Simon. Have a seat, too. No, I was thinking, oh no, they've drunk your wine, but you brought your own. Well done.
Well,
Great. Very
Graham,
sensible.
say it to his face.
Oh, dear.
Oh, you saw that. Wow.
Yes. No
Thank
flies
God
on
I was
Simon.
watching on the CCTV.
Yes. How are you? Nice to see you.
Really, really well.
Good.
Actually, I'm really, really happy to be here. Thank you very much for
Woohoo!
having me. Yeah,
Yay.
absolutely.
Cheers, sir. Lovely. Well, very nice to have you here.
Cheers.
Yes. So now, tell me this. So it seems an unlikely thing for you to be doing a one-man show on the road. You know, given that what we normally see you do is going into all these dangerous places and adventuring and exploring. But your story, I mean, apart from the shows that we've seen on TV, your own personal story is an extraordinary one because, you know, it didn't seem like your life was going well. You know,
You're right, Graham.
Well, no, because you dropped out of school and you got in with kind of the wrong crowd.
Yeah, I was pretty hopeless, and I left school with basically without any real qualifications, and didn't go to university. I got into quite a difficult situation actually. I was quite depressed, and I managed to spiral down quite low, and I ended up on the edge of a bridge. In total honesty, very literally. I grew up not far from here, which is why the whole being here tonight is very, very special for me, actually. I used to hang out on the estate around the corner. And now here we are on the red sofa. Unbelievable. So, yeah, I left school with nothing. I had no idea what I was going to do in life. And I was on the dole. I managed to get a job eventually working as a post boy on a newspaper. And that was my route out of it. But it was a very difficult time for me in my teens. I was fragile in my head and my heart. And I was drinking too much as well, I'm sorry to say. I mean, now this is Pinot Noir or something, it feels OK. But got a job eventually working on a newspaper. And my world started to slightly open up.
And it's great, you know, that lesson that you can turn your life around. Whatever age, you can turn your life around.
Well, with a bit of luck.
Yeah.
And some opportunity. I mean,
opportunity and recognising the opportunity. There's the two things.
Yeah.
The opportunity is one thing, and not everybody has the opportunity. And it's incredible when it comes along. But then you also have to have the capability to recognise the opportunity.
Yeah, and rising to it. Or
and
going
rise
for
to it.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I grew up on an estate as well.
Yes, a bit of deer on it.
Yes. Northampton.
But you have ended up in extraordinary situations. Tell us about the prison in Honduras, which is... It's sort of extraordinary. Does it still exist, this prison in Honduras?
The prison in Honduras, yeah. So I make TV programmes that are a mix of adventure and issues. So we go on what are, I would say, the very genuine adventures. We try and work in some really serious issues into them. And you're talking about a moment when I was travelling around the Caribbean, as you do, and we wanted to find out more about the gangs that are just dominating and controlling life in Central America, in some parts of Central America. And we were in Honduras, and we sort of thinking, how can we get to the gangs? How can we get to the gang leaders? And it turned out to do that, you go into the prison. The main prison in San Pedro Sula, which at the time was just about the most dangerous city in the world outside of a war zone. And so, oh, God, it's got my hands getting a bit clammy thinking about it, the memory. So we're thinking, how can we get into this prison? How can we get into this prison, which is controlled by the inmates, and just inside the prison doors, there's a yellow line around the inside. And if the guards go across that yellow line, they probably won't make it out alive. If the inmates try and leave, the guards in the watchtowers are going to take them out with assault rifles. We've got to go across that line into the prison to talk to everybody inside. How can we do this? We're on the phone to our fixers and guides in Honduras just discussing it. I remember this conversation we had where we were saying, I think I might have said to them, what if we went in with a squad of Special Forces guys as guards? and there was this sort of sick little laugh back down the phone, and they said, "You will never leave alive." But scratch that one. Who's the one person who could take us in and protect us? It was the bishop of the city. The bishop of San Pedro Sula took us into the prison, and we stayed very, very close to him with his crucifix into this prison, which is like, it's very hard to describe. It's a tiny space with everybody here crammed in, living in little bunks, but with little workshops making clothes. They're making candles. There's barber shops. There's a little cafe. There's craziness. It's a sort of Harry Potter world meets a sweatshop in some way.
Yeah.
Totally bonkers. I'm there totally wide-eyed, trying to stay very close to the bishop of the city. And we met this guy who was the sort of capo di capo of the inmates there. I don't know if I should say, but he was in charge there because he'd basically killed the previous leader of the inmates. They'd kind of gutted him and fed his heart to a dog. And that had...
Classic.
Definitely, yeah, as you do. You want to take away shots.
Saw the opportunity.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to do that with you when I replaced you.
He was just...
Catherine the Great would have understood that.
Yes.
Yeah, she would have gone for that. I was saying,
Extraordinary.
maybe if you'd gone in full beautiful drag.
Ooh.
Maybe
Yeah.
that would have been a sort of absolute beautiful safety net for you. I
Anything was
wonder.
possible in there.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, the good news, bad news, prison, I mean, the food sucks, but the sex is great.
Listen, we can see you in action on our tellies. A new series, Exploring the Americas with Simon Reeve. It goes out from October the 6th on BBC Two at 9 p.m. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. This is you enjoying a lovely nature walk in Belize.
There's people up ahead who shouldn't be here. Go, go, go. So the guy's now chasing people on horseback.
This trail carries you to Guatemala.
Straight to Guatemala. So is that where you think they've come from?
Yes.
I mean, these guys are good and young, but they can't keep up with people on horseback. I mean, what was incredible about that is they were firing warning shots in the air right next to these people, and they took off. They knew that if they were captured, they would be prosecuted. And for them taking the risk of running for it was better than a jail.
Ooh, wow. Oh, yeah. You go down. Now, someone...
I haven't seen that.
Oh, right.
No, that was what, 10 days ago? 10 days ago I was doing that.
What? Kidding?
No, seriously. And then I got back 6 days ago from filming the end of the telly series, and then it's going out in good... I mean, it's all... I feel a bit...
That happened 10 days ago?
Yeah. Hey.
That is amazing. That's nuts. 10 days.
That's
wow.
a joke.
This must ring bells with you, Jack, because I know you make a travel show.
Yes, as a serious documentary filmmaker.
Well, no, you explore America in your latest series on Netflix.
Yeah.
Travels with My Father. It's out week on Netflix.
It's very good.
Thank you.
Do you ever feel in danger?
Danger?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the closest we came to danger on our last series was when I took my dad to Las Vegas. And I accidentally, my father is very old-fashioned, very conservative. I tricked him into going to Magic Mike by telling him that it was a magic show. And he believed me. He thought he was going to go and see Paul Daniels. And, yeah.
You got into a ring, didn't you?
Not at Magic Mike. A wrestling ring, then. What's a wrestling?
That sounds quite dangerous. Now, talking of America, Helen, was this in Nevada that you found your cocktail?
No, New Orleans.
Or New Orleans?
New Orleans.
So, and was it... So
No.
Where are you from?
My parents are from Louisiana, but I'm born and raised in San Diego,
Oh,
California.
okay, right.
So did you walk into this bar by accident?
No.
Helen Mirren walks into a bar.
do often. No, my stepson, Rio, who was taken to the Vauxhall Tavern,
Yes.
later became an owner of bars. Surprise, surprise. In one of his bars in New Orleans, One-Eyed Jack's, he actually has drag shows. And so maybe something, you know, I taught him something. But he has a cool little neighbourhood bar in New Orleans called Pal's. And in Pal's, because they knew of my connection with Rio, they invented the Helen fucking Mirren cocktail.
What's in it?
Is this you drinking the Helen fucking Mirren?
Yeah, that's Helen fucking Mirren, yes, absolutely.
Well, now
But that's what it's called, you know.
we've made a batch.
Oh, brilliant.
To enjoy.
Now we
Enjoy while the music's on.
We need to have one of
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, there you go. That's for you.
now bring
That's
out
for
the-
you, Helen.
Thank you, darling.
I know you don't drink. So this is a virgin.
Okay, good.
It's a Helen fucking boring Mirren. That's for you. Cheers, all.
Cheers, darling. Big ears.
Cheers.
Okay.
You're right.
You enjoy them. You enjoy them because it is time for music. This Danish band were riding high in the charts when they took hiatus in 2013. Now they're back. Here performing their new single, Shadows. Please welcome Alphabeat.
I hear them coming from miles around, closing like footsteps without a sound. I may be a fool, but this is the truth. It's coming for me, and trust me, it's coming for you. I wanted peace in my mind, in my mind. I say now you make it harder to find, I see shadows moving around. I may have to let them closer. I just stick to the sound. I see shadows closing in. I may have to let them get me. I just keep moving.
Look at me running, don't know where to. I got my reasons, and so do you. Keep on believing, you'll start anew.
It's coming for me, and trust me, it's coming for you. I wanted peace in my mind, in my mind. I say now you make it harder to find. I see shadows moving around. I may have to let them closer. I just stick to the sound. I see shadows closing in. I may have to let them get me. I just keep moving. Move with me.
Shadows, yeah.
It's coming for me. It's coming for me. It's coming for me. It's coming for me. Move with me. It's coming for me.
With me.
It's coming for me. Move with me. It's coming for me. I see shadows moving around. I may have to let them closer. I just stick to the sound. I see shadows closing in. I may have to let them get me. I just keep moving. Move with me.
Shadows,
Alphabeat, everybody! How good was that? Come on over, guys. Here they come. Oh, so good. Thank you very much. Lovely to see you. Come in and sit down. I'm saying Stina. Stina, Jack, Drew, Helen, Simon. Now, sadly, no drinks for you. Thank you so much for that performance. Great. So that's a single, which is out now.
Yeah.
And then the album comes out on November the 1st. And the album's got a great name.
Don't know what's cool anymore.
Don't know what's cool anymore.
Do you know?
No.
No.
No, I've no idea. No.
You know?
No, I never knew. I never knew. So now, 2013, you stopped?
Yeah, around then, yeah.
And so what have you been doing?
Well, for one thing, we've had like 14 kids, so that takes a couple of years.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
Together, or no?
No.
Do you know who the father is?
He's called Anders.
Sitting right here. No, not with each other. I can.
Okay, just different kids around along the way.
But basically, just gotten good at other stuff, having a little breather from each other. You know, we spent 10 years together, making every single decision on behalf of 5 other people.
Yeah.
So we needed just a little breather from that.
Okay.
Sometimes it's good to take a break and just let other people have a chance.
Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. They weren't just bringing up children and staring at a wall during their hiatus. No, you were developing new skills. This is amazing. This is one of your recent gigs. Somebody filmed this. So watch this and keep your eye on the tambourine. You won't believe your eyes.
Yeah, okay, I know.
Okay, here they are. Okay, lovely. Coming to the end of the song now.
No.
Wait. Whoa! How amazing is that?
You do that with a football? Yeah, I've played football for years. And we do that at every show. Guaranteed. If you come to one of our shows, we're going to do that.
No, that's worth the price of admission. That's incredible. The tour, if you want to see that live.
Yeah.
Do you do it every day? You'll have to.
Well, we try.
No, you're going to have to. You're going to have to do it.
We actually did it before.
Oh.
We're going to try again, we promise.
Okay, yeah. The tour kicks off on the 2nd of April. They go off to London, Brighton and Glasgow. Listen, guys, good luck with the tour. Good luck with the album. And thanks for that great performance. Alphabeat, everybody! Woo! OK, that is nearly it. Before we go, just time for our first visit of the series to the big red chair. Who's there? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Will.
Will. Lovely. And what do you do, Will?
I'm an IT consultant. Nice
Woo!
and fun.
But by night, he's Cheryl Hole.
I so wish that was true. Sorry. Off you go with your story.
On the chin.
OK, so a couple of years ago when Jack started to get a bit famous...
I'm loving this.
No, I don't. Netflix specials galore in the autumn. I found myself single. And then I started to mingle. And what I discovered when I was mingling was that apparently, through the beery mist and beer drinking of women in Essex, I somehow apparently look a bit like Jack Whitehall. And Jack, I have to thank you, my friend. It's been years.
Oh, no, that's horrible.
Wow. Someone did say to me once, they came up to me and went, don't take this the wrong way, but you look like Jack Whitehall.
Have you at it with that? OK. That really is all we've got time for. If you'd like to have a go in the red chair yourself and tell your story, you can contact us via our website at this address. Please say a huge thank you to all my guests tonight. Alphabeat!
Thank you.
Jack Whitehall! RuPaul Charles! Simon Reeve! And Dame Helen Mirren! Join me next week with music from Elbow, comedy legend Lenny Henry, Wham heartthrob Andrew Ridgely, documentary king Louis Theroux, and Oscar winner Renee Zellweger. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye!
Pointless Celebrities is here.